Hello, and welcome back to Conducting an Effective Literature Review, Part 2. In Part 1, we learned all about the types of sources: primary literature, secondary literature, tertiary literature in the form of practice guidelines, all of those source types that you need to search for and collect to do an effective, comprehensive literature review as it pertains to your topic. Now, in part 2, what I'd like to do is show you Boolean operators, the ands, the ors, and the nots, the language that is used to construct an effective search string and search strategy. And then we're going to take that and we're going to go into PubMed. And then in the second video of part 2, I'm going to show you how to search for all of that literature in Embase, Web of Science, and the HSL Discovery search bar. I felt that PubMed kind of deserves its own separate video, as well as the three other databases: Embase, Web of Science, and Discovery Search. So let's take a look. Boolean operators. Boolean operators, the ands, the ors, the nots, the language that is used to connect and create our search string. What you're going to be using and, all caps, when you're connecting dissimilar, unalike, different concepts and mesh terms and entry terms together. You're going to be connecting different families together with the word and. So basically you're saying, when you're anding concepts together, different concepts together, you're saying I must have both of those keywords, or all 4 of those concepts need to be returned within my search results. I must have both of those. When you use the word or, you're going to be connecting like terms, similar terms, synonyms, acronyms together. And you're saying, I want either or of these terms to be included in my results, to be grabbed, retrieved in my results. It's broader, it's more liberal. Quotation marks are not Boolean operators, but I just wanted to point it out that when you use quotation marks, you're saying that I want to search the exact phrase within those 2 quotation marks. So if you have begin quotation mark Lyme disease, end quotation mark Lyme disease, you are searching for the keyword phrase Lyme disease. Okay. And you don't need to put quotation marks around a singular word like Lyme. So let's take a look at a search. So here's a search I did not too long ago: early versus late tracheostomy in patients with traumatic brain injuries. Pardon me, just took a sip of water. We have 3 concepts here. We have an early versus late, which is a time concept. Tracheostomy second. Third concept is traumatic brain injuries. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, is there a mesh term for tracheostomy? Better yet, what's mesh? Mesh stands for medical subject heading. It's an umbrella term. It's controlled vocabulary. And by umbrella term, think of ibuprofen as a mesh term for everything under the umbrella, which would be, say, a keyword such as Nuprin or Advil or Motrin. So when you search ibuprofen articles under the mesh term ibuprofen, if Nuprin or Motrin or Advil is in the title of the abstract of that article and you've searched ibuprofen, you're going to be grabbing all of those articles that have those terms, those keywords in there. But here's the clincher. Because there's a lag, there's usually about a 6-month to a year lag between when an article or a resource gets associated or tagged with a mesh term, gets assigned a mesh term. So you're not going to be getting the most updated results if you just search mesh, but you will be getting all the current results if you search keywords. So you want to search both. And so basically here I search tracheostomy as mesh, and I also search tracheostomy as a keyword to get the most current results. And I actually saw some articles. I did a quick little search just by searching mesh, and I noticed many articles in the title or the abstract actually had the phrase early tracheostomy. So that's used, it's common. Articles are being written that have that term in there. So that's definitely a sign that you want to use that as a keyword. All right? So we or everything within a family, like terms, similar terms, synonyms within a family. And we and it with our neighbors, a different family. All right? So we have TBI, all of these are similar synonymous terms, and I anded it with my time factors. So let's take a look. We have current pharmacological treatments of Lyme disease in children. Depending on how you look at this, I look at this and I say, you know what? We have two concepts here, but we also have a third concept. Children can be, you in PubMed on the left-hand side, you will see a filter for age, and you can click on very specifically adolescents or teen or whatever age group you're looking for. I like to do both. I like to filter for on the left-hand side for ages, as well as adding keywords that would be associated with children, such as teens, adolescent, or child. And we're going to search mesh and keywords. So just want to show you. So first off, when I searched Lyme disease as a mesh term, I discovered that there was a subheading, drug therapy, which is I definitely wanted to associate with the mesh term. A subheading, as I'll show you in the mesh database, is essentially answering the question of what do you want to do with this mesh term? What do you want to do with Lyme disease? Well, I want to find the drug therapy, a good drug pharmacological treatment for it. So I assigned it, I added it. And then you just keep on building. I actually found this keyword phrase when I did a quick search just by using mesh, and right in the title of the article in the results, like the first 10 results that that was returned, I saw these three words. So I said, that's definitely a keeper. I'm going to put that in my search string and put quotation marks around it. So you just keep building. And this is sort of what it ended up, not sort of what it ended up looking like. This is what it ended up looking like. I could probably even add more. Family of Lyme disease, all ORed together, anded with the family of pharmacological treatments, anded with my age, which could also be a filter. Now let's go into PubMed. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my mesh database, and I'm going to type in pharmacological treatment. And I have two results. One is a mesh term, and I'm reading this, and I say, kind of what I'm looking for, but this is actually better, in my opinion, because it's a subheading. It says quite simply, used with disease headings, or used with disease, really should say mesh headings. Well, I have a mesh heading. It's Lyme disease. So I am actually going to, I'm not going to add this. I'm actually going to go back into mesh, and I'm going to type in Lyme disease. And I'm going to scroll. I see Lyme disease up here, but I also see this, which is the bug, which is the bacteria that causes Lyme disease. I think I might want to OR that, keep that within the family. So just because I want to be very, very specific, and I want to be comprehensive. If I get results that are a little too much in the weeds, then I'll take it out. But for right now, that's how I want to start. So I'm going to click on Lyme disease to open it up. And there is my drug therapy as a subheading. I want to restrict to mesh major topic, which essentially means I want to focus, I want to return articles and resources that are focusing on Lyme disease. This article or this resource is about Lyme disease. And here are my synonyms, which I can add, but I've got several right now, so I think I'm good. students often ask, when do I stop adding keywords? When you start getting the same amount of results, and that will happen. You'll keep on returning like 246 results, 246 results. You'll be adding another keyword, but it's still returning the same results. And I want to explode to narrower terms, so I'm not clicking on this. I'm adding to my search builder. Now I want to grab that other. I wanted to grab that other bacterium. And there are really no subheadings that I want to add here. I'm going to restrict to mesh major topic. I'm going to add it to my search builder, but because it's within the family, I'm going to say or. Okay? If I want, here what I can do is I can add my keywords. Or I'm not going to add all of them for the purposes of this video. I'm just going to add a few, just so you get an idea. And now I'm going to add, and I'm doing within the parentheses. Think of the parentheses as the home for the family. Or quotation B-O-R-G-D-O-R. Yes, I have to talk out loud when I spell, particularly these terms, right? Okay. Now I'm going to search PubMed. Okay. I'm going to click on Advanced. What Advanced does is it takes me to, I can add this query. If I add query, it's going to bring it up to my I would say my blackboard, so I can sort of play a little bit. And I can even add in parentheses. All right? But I'm not done yet. This is just my Lyme disease family, okay? This is only retrieving these results for Lyme, and I haven't even added my filters yet. Now what I need to do is add my pharmacological terms. So PubMed's a hyperlink. I'm going to go to Mesh Database. I'm not going to search I'm not going to add drug therapy as a mesh because I already have it as a subheading. You could certainly experiment and see what kind of results you get. But for the purposes of this instruction, I'm now going to move on to antibiotic. Antibiotic. Let's see what we get. Okay. Antibacterial agents is a mesh term for all of these synonyms, all of these synonyms, all of these entry terms. Antibiotics and antibiotic being one of them. So I like this. And then the question comes up, what do I want to do with antibacterial agents, with AKA antibiotics? I want to know about the therapeutic use. I want to retrieve resources that are about it. So the focus is on antibiotics. And now I'm going to add it to the search builder. And I'm going to OR it with antibiotics. Notice I don't have to put quotes around it, okay? And I'm going to search PubMed. I'm going to bring this to advanced. And I have these two families I wish to add to and together. So I'm going to bring this one up. And I'm actually going to put, and now I'm going to bring this one up. And I'm going to add it with and. And actually PubMed does a nice job with the parentheses. Sometimes they give you too many because I probably added an extra one that I didn't need to do. Now I would like to add my age range, child. I'm going to truncate. The asterisk is a kind of a wild card. It's saying that it can add children, REN with that. So we have child, or if I wanted to do teen, I can add my asterisk, and that will also bring in teens or adolescent, have my asterisk, have my end parentheses. I'm now going to search. Okay. Depending on what your time frame is, I mean, if you're doing a search for a practice guideline, just sort of examine the literature that was used for the practice guideline, and the years that the practice guideline retrieved articles from was 5 years, or resources from was 5 years, and you want to examine those or examine the quality, you could certainly just choose 5 years. It really depends on what your research needs are. There are no rules really on that, of course, unless you want the most current, in which case you would do the last 2 or 3 years. So I could click on child here. I could click on my ages. I'm just going to leave it blank for right now. I could also click on English to keep it just within the English language. Be advised, obviously, that most of these articles you can retrieve them as a translated article. This is what I want to focus on right now. Okay. Additional filters. Wow. Look at all of these. Now, if you were to click on preprint, that would just retrieve preprints. But obviously, for right now, you want to grab all of these, right? You've got a great collection of primary sources here in the form of clinical studies or clinical trials, they're all preprints. You also have tertiary practice guidelines, okay? As well as secondary, I'm looking for what am I talking about? Systematic reviews are on the other page. So basically, we can show all of these. And in addition to everything I just showed you, you also have all of these. So depending on what you want, you can narrow it down. If you click on systematic review, you're only going to be retrieving systematic review, which is, you don't want that. Great secondary source, but for right now, for your literature review, you want to retrieve all of these article types, okay? Technical report, I even think I saw, I thought I saw government publication, very, very good as a primary source. So PubMed is definitely what you want. It's phenomenal biomedical database, and that really will be your first go-to place. Now, as I mentioned in part 1, you don't want to, again, systematic review and meta-analysis, great source for secondary literature, as were all the other lists, item types I just showed you, that publication types, article types I just showed you. So you want to include all of those. If you want to take a look, if you want to deselect review, you can easily do it just by, let me just show you. If you go back to advanced, you bring your search string up to the blackboard, simply type not, okay? Parentheses, review. Brackets, PT stands for publication type, end bracket, and parentheses, search. Now, these results are just review articles. Great for using for background information, for foundational information, to kind of get the lay of the land, since you are as well doing a literature review. But keep in mind, you're not going to be citing these. You're not going to be using these in your analysis, okay? You will be using other secondary types of literature, such as systematic reviews and meta-analysis. but you're not going to be citing review articles. Dr. Wormser, he's here at New York Medical College. I also wanted to point out, though, if you do happen to use reviews to kind of get some background information, or any article, if you see an article that really like, wow, this really fits the bill, this is really what I was going for. Again, it wouldn't be a review article, but I just wanted to point this out to you. You can take a look and you can see what kind of keywords they used in their search, as well as what other mesh terms they might have used. Okay? We did see when I opened up additional filters, if you wanted to just search for preprints, you can just click on preprints. I don't think there are going to be any preprints for this topic. Let's take a look. Nope, there are not, but there will be for doing a literature review on COVID-19. You definitely will be getting quite a few preprints, okay? And again, preprint, it's considered primary literature. It has not gone through the peer review traditional process, but it is indeed, it's an original study written by the researcher who conducted the study. So really, slam dunk in terms of primary literature. Lastly, what I wanted to do is show you how to save and send some resources to your RefWorks folder. PubMed allows for 10 results to a page. If you wish, you can show more, and you will get 10 at a time, up to, I believe, 200. Right now I have 20 on a page. I want to send to Citation Manager, all displayed results, which is going to be 20, because I have shown 20 on this page. Create file. It's down here. I'm actually going to open up my RefWorks folder, my RefWorks account. I'm going to add those references, all 20 of them. And then I'm going to drag and drop. Make sure it's NLM PubMed, import. I'm going to put it in a folder that I already created. Test, come out of it, import. Okay, thank you very much. And then when that opens up, and sometimes RefWorks takes some time, we can go into our folders, which is right here, but I just wanted to show you here. Here it is. And I can create, once that opens up, you can click on Create Bibliography. And I'm going to stop here because RefWorks probably deserves its own webinar. If you have any other questions about it, we also have a LibGuide on RefWorks, which is very, very helpful. But if you do need additional instruction, please give us a shout by email or send us a chat, or you can send me my email is actually, let me even go to that so you know how to reach me. Staff directory. And there I am. Okay, so thank you very much. And the next video will also be encompassing part 2 of how to search in Web of Science, in Embase, as well as the HSL Discovery Search tool for more primary, secondary, and tertiary literature. So I will see you soon.